Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, we're talking about the pound-for-pound king, the former pound-for-pound king of boxing. We're talking about the former lineal flyweight champion of boxing. We're talking about the 4-division champion in boxing. We're talking about the only 4-division champion from the great country of Nicaragua, and we are talking about the newly crowned WBA super flyweight champion, however you want to say it, Roman Cholatito Gonzalez. Okay, now Roman Gonzalez just turned in an absolutely virtuoso performance against Califa. I mean, guys started the Picasso of boxing. Okay, we said that already in the video, but now we must talk about what's next for him now that he's defeated Califa and returned to the throne of the division. Okay, now the guy that's pretty much the #1 fighter at 115 consensus is Gallo Estrada, Juan Gallo Estrada, Francisco Estrada. And that's the big talk right now is, will Cholatito jump straight into a unification fight with Gallo Estrada? Now, there's a lot of good options for Cholatito at the weight. You have the likes of Kazuhiro Ioka, who was world champion. You have Jerwin Cajas, who seemingly nobody wants to fight for whatever reason, or for him, the big fights keep falling apart and falling through. There's options for Cholatito at 115, and now that he's champion, the division's a lot more interesting again. But you have the likes of Ioka, you have Cajas, you have Estrada. He might have to fight Andrew Maloney next because Andrew Maloney's, I believe, is mandatory. So, there's options for Cholatito, but this video right here in particular is about Gallo Estrada. Now, what I will say is this. If I was, Roman Gonzalez's manager like Carlos Blandon, shout out to Carlos Blandon, I talked to him the other day, lovely guy. If I was his manager, Carlos Blandon, and I was in his shoes, I wouldn't jump straight into a Gallo Estrada unification fight. I would probably look to fight Kazuhiro Ioka, or fight the Kazuhiro Ioka versus Kosi Tanaka winner, because they're slated to fight soon. But that's just my opinion. But could he still beat Gallo Estrada? Because that's really what you guys came for this video for. You all see the title. The short answer is yes. Roman Gonzalez can still beat Juan Francisco Estrada, and I'm going to explain to you guys objectively and tactically why I think he could beat Gallo Estrada. And the reason I think he could beat Gallo Estrada are for the same reason I thought he could beat Califa. And we're going to say it like this. If you can't back up Roman Gonzalez, you cannot beat Roman Gonzalez. And I don't think, I know everybody's saying, well, Gallo Estrada's gotten better and he's matured and he's learned from his loss against Cholatito and he's in his prime now. Listen, I don't think it really means I don't think it really means anything that he's in his prime. Styles make mother-loving fights. And if you can't back up Roman Gonzalez, you are not going to beat him at all, because you're not going to beat him exchanging with him. You're not going to beat a guy that's probably the best in boxing at throwing combinations, not getting hit, turning you, creating new angles. He's, people always want to talk about Lomachenko and that, Lomachenko gives such great angles, Lomachenko turns fighters the best. No, he doesn't. Roman Gonzalez does. And maybe, if you want to make an argument, maybe Pacquiao can be an argument as well. But I would say no fighter is as good in boxing as at throwing combinations, staying on balance, and turning fighters without losing his balance, or it's just his combinations and his footwork, they just flow like water. It's so easy for Cholatito. So my thing is, unless Gallo Estrada can control the fight, can be the ring general for 12 rounds, and control the center of the ring, and avoid the exchanges for Roman Gonzalez, then I can't see how he beats Roman Gonzalez. And I know that I'm gonna get a lot of people in this video saying, well, BT, you're just a fanboy, you just love Roman Gonzalez. I mean, for Christ's sakes, you call him the real TBE. And I do call him the real TBE. I started calling him the real TBE in 2016 when people were saying that he wasn't the pound king of boxing, and I use that as an exaggeration to draw attention to him. I don't actually think he's the real TBE, but he's a damn good fighter. He is an all-time great. And you know what? If Roman Gonzalez decided to retire today, if he decided to retire today, he would be going to Canastota to the Boxing Hall of Fame 4 years from the day he retires, because his ticket is already punched. His legacy is minted. It is set in stone. The guy is an all-time great fighter and one of the best little fighters in the history of the sport. That is cemented. That is minted, whether you like it or not. So, who would I favor in the fight? I mean, logically speaking, I think you would favor Gallo Estrada because he's the younger guy. He seems to have come into his own. This is more of his weight class as it is opposed to 112, because when they fought at 112. They didn't fight at 115. So this is more of his natural weight. He's in his prime. So the conventional wisdom tells you that Gallo Estrada would beat Roman Gonzalez. You know, that it's probably like a 65-35, 70-30 type of fight. But you know what? If we use conventional wisdom for Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, then we wouldn't even know who the fuck he is, straight up. We wouldn't even know who the hell this guy is, okay? Because conventional wisdom would have told us years ago that this guy would have never have broken through the mainstream in America and been a draw anywhere, on any level, being that he's a small fighter in the smallest of weight classes who can't speak English. All conventional wisdom would have told us that Roman Gonzalez shouldn't have even been any sort of draw anywhere in America, but he has become that. You know, conventional wisdom would have told us that after the Rungvisai loss, that, you know, emotionally and mentally he'd never be the same fighter again, and too much had happened in his career for him to ever recover. But then he needs Calia fight, so we don't use conventional wisdom for fighters like Roman Gonzalez, okay? You know, fighters like Roman Gonzalez, fighters like Tyson Fury, let's take conventional wisdom, let's crumble it up in a big paper ball, let's throw it in the trash can, let's say Kobe Bryant. Let's say Kobe, like, you know, back in the day when you were in school and there was a trash can and you used to crumble up a piece of paper and you used to shoot it into the trash can and say Kobe. Let's do that when it comes to conventional wisdom with fighters like Roman Gonzalez and Tyson Fury, because these guys aren't just special in terms of their talent, but they're special in terms of what they have inside of them. What they have inside of here, and definitely here. And because of that, they'll never lose. They'll always be in the fight. They'll always be in the fight. It doesn't matter if you think they're old. It doesn't matter if you think they're washed. They'll always be in the fight. They'll always be competitive. But I honestly, I'm gonna throw conventional wisdom away, and I'm gonna tell you guys this. I don't see how Gallo Estrada beats Roman Gonzalez. The same way Rungvisai has Chocolatito's number, I think Chocolatito has Estrada's number. Straight up. That's what I think it is. I think the styles make the fights. Gallo Estrada is good, but he's not strong enough, nor is his punch output high enough, and nor does he punch hard enough to hurt. I just can't see him beating Chocolatito because he can't back him up. Now, a fighter like Jerwin Ancajas, that might be a different story, because Ancajas, you know, he's got some thump. He might be able to really do some damage to Chocolatito. Maybe somebody like Israel Gonzalez, I think, could give Roman Gonzalez problems because he punches hard, he's rangy. That could be a bit of a tough fight for him, but I can't see him losing to Estrada. And, you know, I know it's crazy to say that, you know, you would see Israel Gonzalez having a chance, but not Estrada. I'm just giving you my objective opinion. Roman Gonzalez is too skilled, throws too many punches on balance, throws too many, work rate's too high, punches too hard, and on top of that, places the shots too perfectly. And, you know, I think really with him, he's gonna go through a bit of a renaissance here as a fighter. I don't think the Calia fight's gonna be his last great performance. I think Marcos Caballero. I think Chocolatito has found something with Marcos Caballero, who's new trainer. They have struck gold together, and I think this might be one of the next great boxer-trainer combinations in boxing. You know, because Caballero has gotten a tune out of him. He's got him putting pressure in the right spots of the fight. He's got him using his lead hand a bit more to command the range. He's taking what Chocolatito already does great, but adding just little subtleties to it, and it's making it that much better of a fighter. And that's crazy to say, and that's scary to think of, because this is a guy that without Caballero was already a Hall of Famer, already, you know, going places, already the pound for pound king of the sport. But I'm just telling you guys, at 32 years old, I don't think Chocolatito could have found a better trainer, a better match, in terms of personality, in terms of stylistically, than Marcos Caballero. So hey, shout out to him. Had a chance to meet him. Great guy, great team. You know, shout out to everybody in Team Chocolatito. I met a lot of lovely people this week from Team Chocolatito. Shout out to I think his name was Holman. You had Marcos Caballero. You had a bunch of guys. You had what's that girl's name? Liz Santos. You know, very lovely looking and beautiful photographer. I think she's Chocolatito's photographer. So shout out to her, Liz Santos. And yeah, man, that's just my opinion. Roman Gonzalez is beating Gallo Estrada. He's not going to lose to Gallo Estrada. And he will be unified champion. And you can take it to the bank and cash your mother-loving checks on Sunday. And that's just my opinion on the matter. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Roman Gonzalez fighting Gallo Estrada. Do you think he would beat Gallo Estrada if he fought him? Let me know if you agree with me. Let me know if I'm crazy. It's all good. In the comments, put it there. Like I say in every single video, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just kidding. Until next time, take care, guys.